Motion passes.
Consent agenda, items A through P for a total of 16 items.
Madam Chair.
Is there, Teresa?
Commissioner Teresa Urick, Douglas County Attorney's Office. I'm asking that the board would consider laying over item A1. That's the NRD Dam Site 15A project.
And we're laying that over.
Unfortunately, there's a number of meetings that are not set, and so I'm going to ask for November 18th. I know that sounds like a long ways out, but I think in that interim time, there are 3 meetings, 3 Tuesdays where there are no meetings, so it's not as long as it initially appears.
And we laid it over for the first time for a meeting with Washington, and that took place. And so what are we laying it over for now?
There were additional questions at the open meeting with Washington County, and those questions have not yet been resolved.
Okay. Any other questions or comments on that, Commissioner Boyle?
Yes, I was going to ask the same. We had a whole slew of whereases that we asked to be included, and they're not in this. So
Right.
somewhere we need to get those added, and I'd like to see them before it's meeting time. Also, I'm really curious. I looked at this lake, and I'd like to find out if Douglas County has the authority to declare it dedicated parkland on the shores of this lake. I'd like to see that, so that it's open to the public and has maximum use. I don't know how clean the water is going to be. Mike Ryan says it's not going to be very good. But I would like to see that dedicated parkland around there so that it's open to the public and for the use of the public exclusively, and not sold to developers to build houses.
And
So-
it's my understanding that this particular dam site is not going to be another Bennington Lake site. So there is no developer, there's no private-public partnership in developing, and it is fully accessible 100% to the public.
Well, the history has been pretty bad about accessibility, so I would just like to lock it in so that if you make it dedicated parkland, they really can't do anything with it. It has to be parkland. I don't know. We could ask the NRD to do that.
I don't know
Pam.
if we can.
Well, we could ask the
We
NRD,
can ask.
and I don't know who else would. I don't know if they have the authority to do that, but I'd like to have our legal
counsel
staff look into
at
that. Who has the authority to name the
Dedicated.
property around the lake dedicated parkland? And then we'll talk further about how far back it goes, how deep the park would be. It looks really nice on the map. Color map is attached. It looks like it's got a lot of potential for children and families to really enjoy it.
Okay, so that's one more question. Teresa, did you understand what he's asking?
I think so.
Okay.
Thanks.
So this will be brought back November 18th. So with that, is everybody comfortable with including in the motion, laying that one over until November 18th and approving the rest of the consent agenda?
Is that
Okay.
2014 or 2015?
Who's the second?
2020.
2020?
Madam
I'm
Chair,
surprised you didn't say that.
the second on that motion.
Yes, mine.
Okay, thank you.
Any other questions or comments? Please vote.
Motion passes.
There was one other question, Teresa, that I had on that. There's the whole issue of when we denied the tax exemption. Is that one of those questions that still need to be answered?
Teresa Urick, Douglas County Attorney's Office. The answer is yes and no, and I know that sounds funny. That question isn't directly related to the agreement that's going to be heard by the board on the 18th, but that is something that is pending before Turk at this time on a separate procedural track.
Okay, thanks. I remember that now. Thank you. Okay, next.